It appears to be another fantastic day for a little bit of action down at Haulover Inlet, where Man and Machine will take on Mother Nature at Haulover Inlet in Miami, Florida. Welcome back, guys. It is Boats vs. Haulover. I'm your host, Broncos Guru, along with our boy Wavy Boats, down at the inlet getting us these images, and let's get this round started. Our first boat to step into the ring and do battle with Haulover Inlet is going to be one of them big bow riders. These really are becoming more popular. I'm not going to lie, after watching these images of it coming through Haulover Inlet, I'm kind of digging it a little bit. Right now, currently, a lot of people like center consoles going through Haulover, but this seems to handle this pretty well. It's a big boat, it's got trips on the back, and it looks like it's cutting through the chop well, and this round right here will definitely wind up going to the boats, giving the boats an early lead in the first round. Our second boater to do battle with Haulover Inlet is going to show us what it's like when you try and slow roll Haulover. This plan usually doesn't work well. Typically we see people who come through in that big bow rider like we saw in the first round, throttles down, and things seem to work out okay most of the time. Here though, when you're slow rolling it, you're going to wind up with a bouncy ride, water going everywhere, and it's just not a fun time. Plus, you're in the inlet longer than you need to be, thus adding to more frustration as you go through this. But as we can tell here, these guys are actually having a pretty rough ride, and a great indication of this is look at the passenger who's behind the helm seat. Right here, you're going to see him start ducking, basically to avoid the spray that's coming over the front and the sides of the boat. Or maybe he's just embarrassed that these guys took Haulover so slow, and for that I'm going to have to give this round to Haulover Inlet. Our next boater is going to show us what it's like when those big cats get out there in Haulover Inlet and really show you how it's done. Here we've got a 3-minute 37, and it is just hauling tail through Haulover like we see all these boats do. Almost as much as I'm envious of that big bow rider we saw coming through, I'm more envious of these boats. If I had my choice of weapon to pick up Haulover Inlet, one of the big Power Cat brands with quad motors on the back would likely be one of my weapons of choice. These things just absolutely seem to destroy Haulover Inlet with typically a very dry and soft ride, yet they can still seem to hit the speeds that I want to hit, and this round right here is definitely going to the boats. And our fourth boater to do battle with Haulover Inlet is going to show us what it's like when you're hiding as you're trying to come through the inlet. But obviously we'll always be seen as we're rolling through Haulover because that camera is always rolling. Here we're going to see this Angler 204 and they're coming through with a pretty rough ride, a rough way to start. But look at the young kid in the front of the bow of this boat. He is already covering his face, trying to protect himself any way he can from the spray, or once again, maybe like our boater in the second round, he's just embarrassed his dad's taking Haulover this slow. Here we can now see he's tucked into the full fetal position as Haulover's just giving them a tail whipping, and this round right here will definitely go to Haulover Inlet, which is going to take us into our fifth and final round, tied at 2 apiece, where we're going to see the big guy in a little boat take on Haulover. If you know that movie reference, go ahead and hit it up in the comments below. I'd love to see if anybody got that one. And here we've got our man in a Boston Whaler with a single 70 horsepower motor rolling through Haulover. He's barely got any freeboard. This boat is tiny, but he's going to go ahead and give it a shot and see what he's got. So far though, he looks pretty good. He's carving his way through Haulover and just timing it out the best way he can. Once again, once you get in a boat this size, it's really more about precision. I know I love to preach on here that you've got to be throttled down and pound your way through Haulover, and my man actually kind of does do that here, but he's done it with a little more precision, and this round will go to the boats, and that's going to give the boats the win this week. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, be sure to check out our other 2 channels. We have Wavy Boats, who gets us all this great footage of Haulover Inlet, and my channel, Broncos Guru, we do some great comedy boating videos over there as well. And if you haven't already, drop an anchor on that subscribe button.